Golf Pick'em Expert Picks, brought to you by FootJoy.
It is a big week in golf. The best in the world have gathered at TPC Sawgrass for the Players' Championship, and it's a big week in Golf Pick'em in the NBC Sports Predictor app. As always, make your selections for the head-to-head matchups, pick a tournament winner and a winning score. You could win a $50,000 jackpot for a perfect score, but at least $1,000 in guaranteed prizes up for grabs every week, even without a perfect score. We're going to dive right into it with a marquee matchup. How about world number one against the defending champ? Dustin Johnson had a little bit of a disappointing run 2 weeks ago at the concession, but he hasn't missed the weekend at this event since withdrawing back in 2013. He's been very solid on the stadium course. Rory McIlroy, of course, won this event 2 years ago. In its return to March, he strung together 3 straight top 10 finishes from 2013 to 2015 at this event, but a little bit of a disappointing Sunday for the Ulsterman. And I'm not really sure I'm buying what he's selling at this point in terms of where his head's at, where his motivation is. I'm going to go with Dustin Johnson. I think that the floor is higher. This is an unpredictable course, but DJ has been immune to a lot of the issues other top players run into at this event. I think he gets the better of Rory in this matchup. Two of the shining stars of the class of 2019, Collin Morikawa and Viktor Hovland combined, they've already won 6 times on the PGA Tour, including, of course, Morikawa's WGC victory 2 weeks ago across the state in Bradenton. He is leading the tour in strokes gained approach, and he's a big reason why he is very high on my list, not only in this matchup, but also as one of the potential tournament winners. Viktor Hovland finally saw that hot streak come to a close with a rocky weekend at Bay Hill. He had been playing really solid tee to green before then. He'll get back to that form sooner rather than later. But I think if we're splitting hairs, these two both deserve to be among the top tournament favorites. And you even go back to last year, they played 1 round together at this event. Both shot a 4 under 68. It's a small sample size, but it's pretty even. But if I'm looking for an edge, I'm going to give it to Morikawa. He is a more proven winner. He's coming off of that clinic of ball striking performance that he had at the concession. And I think he's going to be the guy to get in this matchup. Jon Rahm against Bryson DeChambeau, the world number 2 against the winner last week at the home of the King. Remember, a couple years ago, Jon Rahm came very close to winning this event. That T12 finish, it doesn't quite show exactly how close he came till that water ball on the 11th hole on Sunday as Rory McIlroy went on to win. Bryson, we saw what he did at Bay Hill off the tee, leading the field in strokes gained, but the design at TPC Sawgrass, maybe he's going to run into a little bit more trouble. I'm actually going to lean toward a more consistent option in Jon Rahm. That T32 finish 2 weeks ago at the concession, that was the first time he was outside the top 25 in 12 worldwide starts. He has been rock solid, pretty much a top 10, top 20 machine, regardless of field, regardless of course. I think he gets back to that form this week, and I think he gets the better of Bryson DeChambeau, even though Bryson had the trophy last week. Two of, let's say, the PGA Tour's more emotional players in this matchup. Patrick Reed against Tyrell Hatton. Both know how to get the crowd going, even though the crowd's going to be limited this week at Ponte Vedra Beach. Reed was a surprising missed cut last week at Bay Hill. We saw what he did en route to that 5-shot victory at Torrey Pines. Couldn't replicate the form last week in Orlando, shooting 74-73, whereas Hatton had a wild ride, 77 both on Thursday and Sunday. 67, 66 in the middle. So it was very much feast or famine. Hatton, I feel like, is a stronger ball striker. You got to look at these guys knowing that neither one of them has had a ton of success at this specific event. Hatton hasn't finished better than 41st at Sawgrass. Reed no better than T22. So there's not a lot of form to go off of in terms of course history, but recent form, Hatton has been trending in the right direction. And I really love the turnaround that we saw from him from Thursday to Friday and Saturday. I know it got away from him in the win Sunday at Bay Hill, but the fact that he managed to salvage the week after an opening 77, that speaks volumes to me, and that's enough to give the edge in the matchup over Reed. All right, those are my thoughts on the head-to-head matchups. Remember, you also have to make a prediction for who's going to win the tournament. This week, I'm going a little off the board, but not too far. How about world number 3, Justin Thomas? He's among the tournament favorites, has finished T3 and T11 at this event over the last 5 years. I was on him a couple weeks ago at the concession. He didn't quite have it all together, but I think that he's a guy who really loves Pete Dye courses and has the ball striking stats to put it together against a field as strong as the one that we see this week at the Players' Championship. So remember, make your picks for the head-to-head matchups, make your selections for a tournament winner, and a winning score on the NBC Sports Predictor app, Golf Pick'em, you could be eligible for $50,000 in prizes with a perfect score, $1,000 in guaranteed prizes each and every week. We'll see you next week.